Welcome, welcome, welcome. If everyone will find a seat, it was about 1 year ago to the month, and maybe it's almost close to the day, that we welcomed Rabbi Zerach Greenfield, a Sefer, a scribe, here on a Wednesday afternoon as we began the process of celebrating our 70th anniversary of the synagogue with the writing of a new Sefer Torah, a Torah scroll. Many of you may remember it. Today, 1 year later, that Torah has been completed in Israel and is here with us, and we're going to fill in the final letters. Then we're going to make, as I'll explain in a moment, circling around the synagogue as we do on the Jewish holiday of Simchat Torah in the fall, in celebration as the Torahs that we already have welcome our new Torah scroll to the synagogue. It's a very exciting day in the life of the synagogue, and we'll hear some speeches. But we're going to start in by filling in the final letters, because, and then we'll hear a few speeches, and then we'll do the circling, because it takes a little bit for the ink to dry. So we'll start. I'm going to ask Bob Wolf if you'll come forward to fill in a letter. Bob was a member of our committee, the 70th anniversary committee. Hadn't had a chance yet to fill in a letter, so we're going to give him that opportunity. So he holds the quill.
B'Shem Kiddushat Sefer Torah.
Say
You are
my
my shaliach
to finish this letter.
to finish this letter.
The letter we're going to finish is a kaf. Kaf means a palm. What's a palm? What do we sometimes see people with the palm out? It's staka. And staka is a very interesting thing. Staka only works if there are two sides. If nobody needs staka, you can't do the mitzvah of staka. Unfortunately, maybe there are a lot of people that need staka. And the person that gives staka, so he has somebody, and the person that receives staka, he does a mitzvah by allowing you to do a mitzvah. So the kaf has a tremendous amount of meaning.
As he fills in the letter, you may notice that the Sefer is under a, what does any of the school students know what this canopy is called? Yes? It is a chuppah. And when do you usually use a chuppah? Anyone know? Yes? Yep, that's one. But you don't get a new Torah every so often. So when do you usually use a chuppah? At a Jewish wedding, which happens more frequently, thank God. So usually a bride and groom stand under the chuppah when they get married in a Jewish ceremony. The Torah is understood to be a ketubah. A ketubah is the Jewish marriage document between the two people getting married. And there is a marriage between the Jewish people and God. The Torah is our ketubah. And that's why it's under a chuppah today. So Yasher Koach. Call, thank you, upon Seth Hulkauer, president of our congregation, to fill in a letter. So when the Torah was given to the Jewish people, it served as a kind of ketubah. God has certain obligations.
You see, the lamed is connected a kaf and a vav. The hardest part about writing a Sefer Torah, many of you already heard from me, is not writing the letters, not making them straight, not to make mistakes. Not that I should make any mistakes. The hardest part is when Sefer writes, he's trying to place his neshama into the Sefer Torah. So every morning we say before we begin, Kol everything that I do today for the kedushat of writing a Sefer Torah. We also have hints within the letters. In Hebrew letters have a numeric value. A kaf is 20 and a vav is 6. That equals 26. A mem is also a kaf and a vav. And an aleph is a vav and two yud. So what's so special about 26? when you look in your Siddur and you see a Yud, a Hey, a Vav, and a Hey, we don't say those words out loud. We say Adonai, God. Every time I write one of those three letters, it keeps me in focus of what I'm going to do. So, hold the clue and say B'Shem, Kiddushat, Sefer Torah. Say you are my shaliach to finish this letter.
So the Jewish people have certain obligations to God, and God has obligations to the Jewish people. The obligations of God to the Jewish people is that he'll watch over us, as God has for thousands of years, and allow us to continue to exist and worship God and sanctify God's name in our lives. And the Jewish people's obligation to God is to perform mitzvot, to do the commandments. So I'm going to call now on Alicia Goodman on behalf of the staff of the synagogue to fill in a letter, our executive director.
We're going to finish a Yud. A Yud's a very small letter. It's a message to parents about their children. They may be small, but they're very special. Two Yuds together make God's name. 10 times God said the word Vayomer when he created the world. And of course, this week, we're going to read the 10 Commandments. Yud 10.
Wait, because they can't hear online.
Say B'Shem,
B'Shem,
Kiddushat,
Kiddushat,
Sefer Torah.
Sefer Torah.
Say you are
You are
my shaliach
my shliach
to finish this letter.
to finish this letter.
I didn't have to coax her at all.
Of the 613 mitzvot, commandments that are found in the Torah, this mitzvah of writing a Torah is number 613. It's the very last one. I'm going to ask Herbert Block if he'll come forward. Herbert Block is the son of Rabbi Irving Block, who is the founding rabbi of our congregation. He has passed away, Zichrono Livracha, but it's a pleasure to have Herbert over the years be here at the synagogue for special moments such as this.
Okay, we're going to do a shin. A shin looks like shin, right? What's the most common word in the world with a shin? Everybody in the world knows it. Shalom. How do you make shalom? You want to go to the movies. Your friend wants to go bowling. You go ice skating. Compromise. Shalom is made by making compromise. The Rambam tells us it's called a shvil hazahav. The golden path is when you can make compromise with people in order for a better world. Hold the quill. Say with me. Sefer Torah. Say you are my shaliach to finish this letter. When it goes in and out all the time, rise up. Add a little more ink.
I should mention Rabbi Block's, one of Rabbi Block's children, his oldest son, Joseph, is here with us today. And Joseph made Aliyah to Israel, served in an elite unit of the IDF, and was called back to the reserves recently. So he's luckily with us in New York for a little bit, and I would like him to fill in a letter too.
Pleasure with you. I have two sons, a grandson-in-law, a daughter, and a son, all in the IDF, serving in different functions. I don't want to go through all of them. Some of them are extremely. One's at Sayeret Tzamchan. So hold the quill. Say with me, B'Shem, Kiddushat, Sefer Torah. You are my shaliach to finish this letter. We're going to do a resh. The resh stands for rosh, leadership. When a sofer learns to write, he starts with graph paper. There are 4 boxes. And how many boxes does each letter fill? The Resh doesn't fill all the boxes, but it fills 3 in a very simple way. It's the way our leaders should be. Simple, straight, so we can understand them.
I'd like to call upon our Chazan, our cantor, Isaac Yeager, to fill in a letter.
We're going to finish an Aleph. And Aleph is very interesting because it has a point on the top yud going up and a point on the bottom yud going down. What does that symbolize? The most common word that we use with Aleph is Eretz, the land, the world. God gave us a wonderful world, but we all need a little bit of self-thinking that we may be top bananas in this world, but if you go in upstate New York in the middle of summer, maybe the winter too, and look up, what do you see? Stars, God's world. And we're a very, very small part of all of God's world. We have no way of understanding all of it, but the Aleph helps us to keep things in focus. And say B'Shem,
B'Shem,
Kedushat,
Kedushat,
Sefer Torah.
Sefer Torah.
Say you are
My Shaliach
to finish this letter.
to finish this letter.
We're coming to the very last letter of the Torah, which is a Lamed. The very first letter is a Vet for Bereshit. A Lamed and a Vet together spell a word, Lev. Anyone know what Lev means? Yeah? Heart. It means a heart. So we pray that in the years ahead, when we read the Torah, when we study the Torah, we'll take to heart the words and its messages to us. In that regard, speaking of the years ahead, in the year ahead, our 6th and 7th graders will become bar and bat mitzvah. So I would ask that all 6th and 7th graders that are here, come forward to join me as we fill in the concluding letter of the Torah. So if you'll gather around the table, some can go on the others, walk around and go in the front on the other side. Be careful, be careful. Some of you go around on the other side so there's room. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. You'll say together.
We're finishing the Lamed. When we finish the Torah, the last word in the Torah is Yisrael. If you take the letters of Yisrael and you look at all of Parshat of Sefer Bereshit, you have Yud for Yaakov and Yitzchak, Shin or Sin for Sarah, Resh for Rivka and Rachel, Aleph for Abraham, and Lamed for Leah. All the Avot Imaot are in together. Because that's our source. They provided examples of what kind of people to be. And it's not simple. They had family problems too. But you know what? It's not having the problems, it's how you get past them. And we take the second to last word, we wrote is kol. And it says, Asa Moshe le'enei kol Yisrael. We could have said le'enei Yisrael. Why did it say kol Yisrael? This week you're going to read Aseret HaDibrot, the 10 Commandments. And we're going to learn that all of the Jewish people, living and to be living, their neshamot, their souls, were at Har Sinai to receive the Torah. And so all of us were there. All of Israel's together. And when we think of Israel, the Jewish people, and I'm going to talk about this in a minute when I talk, all is a very important concept. It's a concept that binds us together. And these past year and a half, we saw how the Jewish people were bound together through tragedy, and through difficulties, and through victories that will continue. Everybody say with me, B'Shem, Kedushat, Sefer Torah. Now you all say you are.
You are
my shaliach
my shaliach
to finish this letter.
to finish this letter.
Finish this Torah.
Finish this Torah.
Don't touch the page.
That's Cantor, will you lead us? It's also on on the front of the sheets in a Siman Tov and Mazel Tov as you return to your seats, guys. Mazel Tov and Mazel Tov is Siman Tov, Siman Tov and Mazel Tov and Mazel Tov is Siman Tov, Siman Tov and Mazel Tov and Mazel Tov is Siman Tov. Mazel Tov to us. I'm going to ask Herbert if he'll say a few words. I was privileged to work with Rabbi Block, the founding rabbi of this synagogue, for a number of years. And Herbert, at that time, was our Torah reader, among other responsibilities. And on behalf of the legacy, as we mark our 70th anniversary, I would say a few words sort of on behalf of his father.
Thank you. It's so exciting to be here. My son Joseph was here 20 years ago, a little smaller, some of your age, for the dedication for the 50th anniversary Torah. And, you know, as you know, the Torah is a cycle. We begin and end, and so happy that we're beginning this new cycle and period of the Brotherhood Synagogue with the dedication of a Torah. My father's Hebrew name was Yisrael, Harav Yisrael ben Pesach, and the last letter we finished of the Torah was Yisrael. And my father, when he started the synagogue, was dedicated to Torah. That was his driving. Torah, Israel, Zionism was the driving message of his career. And he wanted, part of the concept of the Brotherhood Synagogue was to unite all people, but especially also to unite Jewish people of all backgrounds and all places. And one of the things he did to connect, talk about spreading Torah, which is what we're doing today, is when the synagogue had extra Sefer Torah, extra Torah scrolls, he sent Torah scrolls. One went to Ethiopia, to the Jewish community, and eventually was carried to Israel to be used in an absorption center for Ethiopian Jews in Israel. There were Torahs that were sent to small Jewish communities in the Caribbean and in other places around the country. And I think on a Navy ship and other places that received Torahs, the synagogue had extra that it didn't need for its regular use, and he spread the Torah around. So it's an important legacy of the synagogue that he founded. He would be so happy to be here to see this booming school and the children and this moment. So thank you, Rabbi Alder, and thank you to the congregation for this opportunity, and kol hakavod, and we should be back in 20 years for another dedication, if not sooner.
As many of you had my talk a long time ago, I explained to you that Gid, Siyyum, is what is used to bind the Torah together. Bind each section together. Each section is an individual animal. But good news, we don't have to kill a single animal for our Torah, because there are still people in this room, I bet, who eat meat. A few. So rather than just throw the animal skins out, we make them our most holy object. That's a message in that too. So we bind them with the sinew. Now there's a story in the Torah about Jacob, Yaakov. Yaakov one night went into the fields. He had a fight with an angel. Right, left, noogies, headlocks, whatever they did. In the morning, the angel said to Yaakov, I'm a night angel. It's daybreak. I have to leave. And Yaakov said, I'm not going to let you leave. And he grabbed him until you give me a bracha. And he gave him a new name, an additional name. We all know the name is because the name of our country, Yisrael. But the angel grabbed Yaakov and tore his sinew, tore a piece of his sinew. And Yaakov came walking home. And he limped home, and the boys saw him. They said, "Hi, Pops." You know they called him Pops, right? And he said, what happened? He said, "Well, I had a fight with an angel. And he tore the sinew, my sciatic nerve. And I'm going to limp the rest of my life." And the son said, "That's terrible. Because of that, we're not going to eat from that part of the meat, the animal." And that's today considered not kosher, just like pig. In a sense, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Why? Why? Because he tore his sinew. We can't eat from that part of the animal. It made make a lot of sense. My daughter, who was an officer in the Israeli army, she's actually never served in the army till about 2 years ago. She did Shirut Lumi, but she's a oral pathologist, a dentist. And they asked her if she would take care of patients for the army, and she said, "Sure." On October 8th was her day to take care of patients in Tel HaShomer, Sheba Hospital. They called her and said, "Don't go to Sheba Hospital. Go to Shura." And for 3 months, my daughter was identifying bodies. It was very hard on her, and for all of us. She also was in Papua New Guinea with an Israeli medical team a few years ago. What's this all have to do with Yaakov limping? Well, it's a message. Where were the boys? Where were his sons? They were asleep. The message tells us as Jews that when we have problems, we can't solve them all. Unfortunately, we wish we could, but we also can't just say we're asleep. We were asleep. We weren't around. We as Jews have an obligation, certainly first for our own people, but for everyone. We're at Or Goyim. We're a light unto nations, not a light unto nations to say we can wear more different types of tzitziot or more tefillin. No, we're a light of nations to show what it means to be a good human being. And so now, the boys were asleep. And so we don't eat from that meat, that part of the animal, not because that it was Tor Yaakov's sinew, but because the boys weren't there to help. An over 80-year-old man in the middle of the fields at night, you'd think they'd want to check up on him. And so we take this sinew, we bind our Torah with it, we sew every section together with it to remind us as Jews, we have an obligation to be an Or Lagoyim, a light unto the nations.
Thank you, Rabbi Greenfield. Let me explain what's going to happen next. We're going to have a celebration. Celebration is taking out the Torahs that we already have in the ark and a few that are not in the ark. We also have, for the children under bar mitzvah age, these size Torahs. And we're going to parade around the sanctuary as we do on Simchat Torah, singing the songs that are on the back of the sheets which you have in front of you. So for each of the hakafot, for each of the circling, we'll be singing a different song. Let me explain how it goes. The cantor will say some words in Hebrew and ends at the very top of the page, Hoshiana, save us. And we repeat, Hoshiana. And then the cantor will sing some more words that end Hatzlichana, and we'll repeat Hatzlichana. And then we'll say together, Anenu, Anenu, Beyom Korenu, which means answer us, O God, on the day that we call. And then we'll sing whatever song it is, starting with number 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way through 7 circlings. Now we can't have everyone circling. Some people have to be on the seats as the Torah goes by to reach out with your hand, touch the Torah, and give it a kiss. Okay? So that's the job of the people who are not circling. Everyone will get a chance to circle. We're going to do it by months of birthday. This Torah's birthday. So we're going to start, the first circling will be all those who have January and February birthdays. You don't have to do it, But don't get up yet, don't get up yet. Let me explain. So those under bar and bat mitzvah age will get a small Torah. Those over bar and bat mitzvah age, they would like to carry a large Torah, are welcome to come up and carry a large Torah. Our newest Torah will be leading the procession. We'll go up the side of the sanctuary, out the doors, and come down the center of the sanctuary for the first one. The second one will go out the doors of the sanctuary and come down this aisle for the second one. And we make our way back to the in front of the ark each time. So odd number aliyahs, and odd number circling, I'll call it out, are going to come down the center aisle and around. Even numbers will go out and come down this side aisle, the two side aisles. Okay? Okay. So if ask our cantor and our cantorial intern Toby and our music teacher Lauren to take their places up on by the microphones to help lead us in the singing. So I'm going to ask Deborah, Aaron, and Susan Halper, the chairs of our 70th anniversary committee, to open the ark doors at this time. Again, I'm going to invite, is it ready to be rolled up? I'm going to invite all those with January and February birthdays to make their way up. The teachers and Alba will help distribute the small Torahs. January and February birthdays.
The large table, large ones too. Okay. Oh, Tess is helping with the little ones. Okay.
Yeah.
Son. I think he knew. I don't know.
No, I think we're doing.
This is. Oh, I thought he said we. Glad this was. Okay.
Maybe go up towards the rabbit. Go by Francine. Go down by Francine. Go down by Francine. Go down by Mira. Straight down. Straight down. Nina, go straight down. Nina, go straight down in that first row. Follow me there.
I mean,
Okay, if we rise as the Torahs are brought out, there's any more adult January, February birthdays, because there's a couple Torahs still to carry. Don't be shy, as they say. Okay, I'll lead the first akafah since it wasn't exactly clear where we were going.
Sega?
Yeah.
Ana Adonai Hoshiana Ana Adonai Hatzlichana Ana Adonai Aneinu Veyom Koreinu Erohecho Ruchod Hoshiana Bochen Levavot Hatzlichana Goer Chazak Aneinu Veyom Koreinu Aneinu Aneinu Beyom Koreinu, Ein, Annenu, Annenu, Beyom Koreinu, Ein, Annenu, Annenu, Beyom Koreinu, Ein, Annenu, Annenu, Beyom Koreinu. Hine ma tovu manayim,
Shevet Achim Gam Yachad.
Hine ma tovu manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine ma tov, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine ma tov, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine ma tov, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine ma tov, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad.
Now we're moving on to March and April birthdays. March and April.
Welcome to the party.
Okay, the second hakafa, the second circling. March and April birthdays.
Ready?
Dovet tzedakot Hoshiana, Chadur birvusho Hatzlichana, Matik v'chatzidaneinu b'yom koreinu, Ein, amneinu, amneinu, 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 b'yom koreinu. David melech Yisrael, Chai, Chai, v'kayam. 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 Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, dai, yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, dai, yai, dai, 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 dai.
All right. All May and June birthdays. If you have a birthday in May and June, come forward to carry a Torah. Big or small, come forward now.
Nice. Hi. Nice Torah.
I don't know, I think he's trying to get rid of that big, that metal.
All right. Quiet. The third hakapa.
Right?
Zach ve'yashar Hoshiana Omer darim hatzlichana Tov metivaneinu ve'yom koreinu Ay aneinu ve'yom koreinu Ay aneinu ve'yom koreinu Ay aneinu ve'yom koreinu Ay aneinu ve'yom koreinu
Havana, yeah.
Nagila hava, Nagila hava, Nagila ve'nismecha hava, Nagila hava, Nagila hava, Nagila ve'nismecha hava neranena, hava neranena, hava neranena ve'nismecha hava neranena, hava neranena, hava neranena ve'nismecha
We're calling now all July and August birthdays. July and August.
July and August. Is this even on?
Really good. I was watching.
I don't think.
Those born in July and August, come carry your Torah.
Toby! Enter in the bima. Do you want to do this part too?
Are we starting?
Am I I don't know. Yeah? Are we starting? Okay. Got me nervous.
I'm sorry, the doc told me to go. I know. So this is the
All right, the fourth Hakafa.
Yodea machashavot Hoshiana
Hoshiana.
Abir v'naor hatzrichana Lovech tzedakaneinu ve'yom koreinu Ein 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 aneinu aneinu 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 ve'yom koreinu Hoshia et amecha uvarech et machotecha Ureim, 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 ureim benasim Ureim benasim avoram Hoshia et amecha uvarech et machotecha Ureim, 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 ureim benasim Ureim benasim avoram Hoshia et amecha uvarech et machotecha Ureim, 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 ureim benasim adoram Hoshia et amecha uvarech et machotecha Ureim, ureim, ureim benasim adoram Ureim benasim adoram Ein 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 ein
September and October birthdays. September and October, come forward to carry your Torah.
Is there a rule for who gets to carry the new one?
No?
We'll be singing Eitz Chaim here. It is a tree of life.
It's all right. Shalom.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Great. Are we doing that now? We're doing it time.
We're doing on
Great.
FaceTime. Do you know this one?
Yes. We're very.
Rolling on out, or?
Yeah, we got it. We got that on lock. If this is.
I think we go down. We're going down the middle this time, right?
I think so. Has it been changing?
Yes. The rabbi doesn't say what's going to
I actually can't do the choreography.
You all gonna sing Ekayim really loud now?
Rabbi, the middle or the far aisle? Middle. Okay, middle.
All right, the fifth hakafa.
Oh, where am I? Okay, sorry. Melech Olamim Hoshiana
Hoshiana,
Or Ve'adir Hatzlichana
Hatzlichana,
Samek Nofri Maneinu Ve'yom Koreinu Ein Anneinu Ve'yom Koreinu Ein Anneinu Ve'yom Koreinu Ein Anneinu Ve'yom Koreinu Ein Anneinu Ve'yom Koreinu Siyyum hila machazikim betomchecha meushar Siyyum hila machazikim betomchecha meushar Shalom 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 Shalom, shalom.
It is a tree, life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy.
Shalom, 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 shalom. Shalom, 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 shalom. Shalom.
Thank you.
all right. November and December birthdays. Last but not least, November, December birthdays for the sixth hakafa.
Wow. You're really going for it. You're really going for it. That's a good point. Ready?
All right, if you're a November, December birthday, come forward to carry a Torah.
Ready? Yeah? What's that? Okay, we'll wait.
Okay, hakafa number 6.
Going two outside aisles. Yeah, not the same. Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Ose dalim Hoshiana Odeu matzir hatzlichana Tzuror amim Anenu beyom koreinu Ein anenu beyom koreinu Yismechu hashamayim
ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, מתגל הארץ. ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, מתגל הארץ. יירם הים, יירם הים, יירם הים ומלואו. יירם הים, יירם הים, יירם הים ומלואו. ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ. Torah, 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 ציווה לנו משה. Torah, 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 ציווה לנו משה.
Our last Hakapa, number 7. If you haven't carried a Torah or if you want to carry it again, this is your last chance. So come forward now. Number 7. And then we'll dismiss by grade unless you see your parent in the sanctuary. So stay, kids, stay here until you're dismissed. Number 7, Hakafa.
Right?
We're doing one more? Yeah. Oh my gosh. I need to go. It was 5:58. All right, let's do it.
All right, our 7th Hakafa.
Kadosh v'nora, Hoshiana, Rachum v'chanun, Hatzlichana, Shomer habrit haneinu v'yom koreinu, v'tomech temimim, Hoshiana, Takif lan, Hatzlichana, Tamim b'ma'asavanenu, me'yom koreinu, Hay nay nay anenu, anenu, 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 me'yom Shalom Aleinu, Be'al Yisrael, Be'imru, Imru Amen. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Be'al Yisrael, Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Be'al Yisrael. Torah, 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 tzivah lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tzivah lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tzivah lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tzivah lanu Moshe.
What should I say?
Your grown-up in the room. You can go
If you see your grown-up in the room, you can go home with them. Thank you all so much for coming out. Mazel tov, l'chaim, Siyyum Shabbos. Is that what all is that good? You want me to say kindergarten first? Okay. All right. Okay, so I'll see you, how do you feel?
Like with a book, you want to read from here and you want to read from there, you can just go, and you're there. With this Torah, you have to roll it. So we roll it to the right places in advance, and you can read. We don't have to wait and turn the scroll. So that's why we have multiple.